get this party started. So just about 30 more seconds to make sure we can get as many of those distinguished guests that are on. And I'm excited to speak to each and every one of you. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this to record. Malikah, I'm going to go ahead and take you off of mute so that we can go ahead and get this started for you. And Malikah, let me see. I am going to find your name here. I'm going to promote you to panelist is what I'm going to do. And that's going to allow you and I to be able to speak throughout the entire presentation. So let's see. All right, it looks like I've got the microphone unmuted. I'm promoting you to panelist. All right. Fantastic. Hello, Malikah. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Listen, I'm so excited for you. Let's get this party started to all, for all of your distinguished VIP guests. I'm excited. I'm going to turn this over to you.
Fantastic. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time on your Sunday afternoon to find out about this new project that Tim and I are about to present to you momentarily. And so I have just recently come across this fantastic opportunity. And, with me being in the financial realm for over 15 years now, I have learned that investing in yourself can certainly help to bring out the best in you. And so having the desire to do that, it just makes sense when you make good choices in regards to your overall financial portfolio. So without further ado, I just wanted to certainly make you aware that Janice Parker, who we all know as Coach JP, she is absolutely amazing. I love her energy. I am happy to report that she is a 3-time $10,000 bonus earner, $50,000 bonus earner, and a 6-figure income ring earner in Surge 365. With that, she will be closing out the year come February 2019 with the company car, in which you'll find more about. And Coach JP has just helped a lot of people, including myself. She knows 100% about the info that she's about to share with you now. And with that, Coach JP, take it away.
Oh, that was fantastic, guys. I'm so excited. She did such a great job. Like, no, I think when you had 24 hours notice that this is something that you were going to do as far as that introduction, and you just nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. So, family, I want to just really give it back to Tim and Malikah, because I tell you what, when I tell you sharp and determined and, coachable, and one of the things about being a great leader, which I can see that they are going to definitely be right here, is that they're great mentees. In order to mentor well, you have to be mentored well. You have to receive mentoring well, and that's exactly what they're doing. So excited to share with you this afternoon. So let me just welcome the VIP distinguished guests and welcome to this private lunch call specifically for Tim and Malikah. And the thing is that I asked them to be very, very selective, in who they actually invited, because they're giving you something that we call first movers advantage, is basically what it is. So for the distinguished guests, Pristini and Wanda, welcome. I'm so excited to have you guys on the call. We've got Angelica, that's a beautiful name, and Keisha Burton, welcome to the call. Desiree and Tony Winston, we're excited to have you on here, the webinar as well. Miss Bernice, great to have you here. Mary Ann, I'm excited about you having this opportunity. Fatima, fantastic having you here. Kimberly Hernandez, amazing to have you join us. Quidera, I hope I said that right. It's either Quidera or Kidera. And I'm not sure, Malikah, I hope I got that right. Miss Selena, welcome. Crystal and Initzia. Welcome. And Miss Phyllis. And so, family, we're excited to have each and every one of you to actually join us. We've got some other guests that have chimed in as well and that are listening in, Miss Malikah, as they learn what they can do for their business as well. And so just to give you an idea of actually who we are. We literally are a distinguished group of very, very savvy professional business men and women who've just decided, quite like Malikah that and Tim, that we want to do something a little bit different than the ordinary. We kind of want to, put our head above the crowd. I don't know, Malikah and Tim, tell me, have you ever felt like you guys were just like odd ducks, like you don't fit into anybody's little square, anybody's little circle, like you march to the beat of your own drum? Did you feel like that?
All my life.
All your life. And it's interesting because what we find is that the people who are attracted to the opportunity to do something amazing typically have always marched to the beat of their own drum. And so when she was selecting you, to join us here in Initia, it is because she's looking to share with those distinguished persons like you and the rest of her guests something that she believes to be amazing. So that's who we are. Now, in order to create not only a legendary income for ourselves, but to go on and create a legendary income, or a legacy income, I should say, for not only our children, but our children's children, we have to do something that's out of the norm. And here's what I've heard Les Brown say. He said, in order to have what other people won't have, you've got to end up doing what other people won't do. And so that's why I'm really, my heart is touched by what, Tim and Malikah are willing to do in stepping out on, into something different. Now, as business professionals, we had to choose a product, and nothing moves without a product. And so we actually had to choose a product, and we looked at different products, but this is what we discovered, that travel is one of those things that even during the recession never stopped. And so when we looked at travel, and now just to give you guys a little bit of history, travel last year in 2017 actually topped off at over $8.1 trillion. And that, family, let me tell you, that is 8.1 trillion, which is 12 zeros. That is a pretty huge amount of actual revenue. So travel is what we decided to do. Now we had to find a company that we could partner with, right? It's kind of like this, Malikah, and I don't know if everybody knows these fun facts, but do you guys know who the largest retailer on the planet is today? And it's interesting because, Leslie, some people will say it's actually Walmart. Well, they used to be, but the largest retailer today actually happens to be Amazon. Did you guys know that? Amazon has just taken the world by storm. So let me ask you this question. What is the largest, or who is the largest transportation company on the planet these days? Who's the largest transportation company on the planet? And family, what most people would answer, they would have different answers for that. But interestingly enough, it's Uber. And if you ask who is the largest hospitality company now, it is who? Airbnb. So we understood that the power of partnering with a company that had a technology space, like what Uber uses, like what Amazon uses, family, would allow us, right, the ability to create significant income without having to create the house that is going to be generated. What we're going to share with you is travel, not only because most of us are familiar with going online to book travel, and most of us don't know that there really was a shift that happened in 2002. Not only did the gentleman who owns Expedia purchase it back then for $5.1 billion, a group of bold visionaries that my mentors, the gentleman that mentors me, what they decided to do was partner with these visionaries who realized by this time, guys, most people will be booking online. And if you flash forward to today, think about it. Where do most people book their travel? They book their travel online. We go online, we go to this website, to that website. We compare this price to that price, hoping to find the best possible price. But oftentimes what you and I will find is that those particular platforms, the prices don't have a really huge variance. Well, it's not because of your search, it's because it's by design. Most of those sites are owned by Expedia or Priceline, and so you're never really doing a thorough search because we're only comparing the two companies. Well, the visionaries that we actually decided to partner with, Wanda, what they decided is that we're not only going to provide the consumer with a place to actually book travel, we're going to provide them with a place to book travel, and to book travel significantly less than what the general public will pay for travel. But we also provide people like Malikah and Tim and like Selena and Kimberly, the opportunity, guys, for all of us to create some significant income. So I'm going to share with you in a brief 35 to 45 minutes exactly all that we do. And at the end, several times throughout the presentation, I'm going to ask you, does it make sense? because of course, if it makes sense, right, we're going to ask you to join our coalition of business owners and let's do something amazing. Well, let me ask you the first question. What kind of traveler are you? I mean, let me ask you this, Keisha, when you travel, are you the kind that likes to kind of maybe swing in a hammock or feel the sun on your face and the sand on your toes? Or are you like myself and my cousin Sylvia and Tanisha? We're out hang gliding, skydiving, hot air ballooning, zip lining, tree climbing. Well, the beautiful things, guys, if you can imagine 8 days and 7 nights and where would you go, there is no wrong answer to that. See, because Surge 365 will speak directly to the team of the type of traveler that you are. And here is why. What Surge 365 offers and why we decided to collaborate and partner our efforts with them is because they offer an exclusive wholesale travel and vacation membership. And I think if you look inside of this first sentence, Malikah, wholesale is my word. Because personally, Malikah, I don't know if you guys out there are like Malikah and I, Angelica, but we'll squeeze a dollar till it hollers. I'm not trying to give away a dime that I don't have to, right? Because
that's right.
Exactly. Most of us work hard for our money, so we're not trying to get away. So our membership allows you the opportunity to travel where you want, when you want, with whom you want. But the key word I want you to pay attention to, Crystal, is at the lowest price available. The lowest price available to a consumer. So no matter what kind of traveling you're going to do, like I'm going to go to Delaware for the holiday, I'll be in Williamsburg for the holiday. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is this, and this is something that Malikah and her father, Bruce, were really impressed by. Our travel membership is unlike any other because we don't just talk about it, we are about it, meaning not only do we say we're giving the consumer the lowest possible price, we back that up with a 150% lowest price difference guarantee. That's how very sure our platform is. So here's what you're going to get. Now, if you decide to actually check out our membership, what you're going to receive when you actually get started is you're going to receive on our basic membership your very own booking engine. So I want you to envision like Costco's or pay, what is it, Planet Fitness. You can't just walk in. You have to be a what? You have to be a member. So here is what ours is. It is very private. The prices that I'm about to share with you, you cannot see them online. Remember I told you that all of the prices online stay within a certain parameter? That is because of an agreement called parity. And what that simply means, Desiree, is this, is that they're never going to undercut each other. So if we were to offer our pricing online, we have to abide by that agreement with the online travel platforms that you're familiar with. So our pricing is private, but just like you can book anywhere else on Expedia, Priceline, or Travelocity, you can book all of the same hotels. 17 different cruise lines, every car rental agency, every airline, right? We're even competing with Airbnb with our homes, resorts all over the world, whether it's inclusive, non-inclusive, all adult, not. And family, we are even working with stores that you're familiar with. Part of your membership is going to include your exclusive rights to discounts and reward credits when you shop at stores like Neiman Marcus and Bloomingdale's and Macy's and Old Navy and J. Crew. And when you eat at restaurants like Ruth Chris and Olive Garden and Red Lobster and Chili's and Cheddar's and what have you. And the beautiful thing about our platform are two things that I want to jump out at you. One is that we guarantee our accommodations, anything from condos and resorts to private villas to hotels to cruises to last minute bargains to rental cars. We back that up 150%. But what Ted and Malikah want you to know is that also everything that you do earns you reward credits. Because you know how, for example, Tony, you could be out and you stay at Westin, you get reward credits. You stay at Marriott, you get reward credits. You travel via United Air, you get reward credits. You travel via Delta, you get reward credits. But none of those reward credits will ever come together, right, to add up to as much as we need it if we don't travel a lot. Well, here's what's so wonderful about your membership is that your hotel reward credits are added to your cruise reward credits, which are added to your rental car reward credits, your home reward credits, your flight reward credits, your resort. So everything that you do earns you reward credits. And wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great one day, Miss Bernice, to literally be able to book your travel and pay for it with reward credits and keep your hard-earned cash right there in your bank account? Of course it will. So Coach JP, how does it work? Well, you know what the beautiful thing is? It works just like what you're used to. In your booking engine, you're going to select your destination, your arrival, and your departure date. When you hit search, however, we have a proprietary algorithm that goes to work on your behalf. And this is what it does. It looks out there on the sites and it searches 100 different sites. Well, however many they're out there, the ones that you've seen advertised on TV. And so, Marianne, you'll actually put in, let's just say you put in, you're going to Los Angeles and you want to stay at this particular hotel on these dates. It's going to tell you what the lowest public price is on all of those websites for what you just chose. Then what it's going to do, Marianne, it's going to show you what your savings is, 44, 56, 72%. And at the bottom, it's going to show you what Marianne, your out the door price is, including taxes and fees. But here is what I love. This piece right here, Prasini, is something that is amazing to me because what they do is there's a drop down arrow in your membership. So you click the drop down arrow, it's going to say what the lowest prices are for Agoda, Travelocity, Orbitz, Hotwire, Booking.com, Hotels.com, Kayak.com. So you literally are able to see what they're charging, what your savings is over the lowest price that's being charged, and what your out the door price is. So you know that before you ever select to pay for it. That's how confident we are about our pricing. So let's just give you some examples. Let's journey to Orlando. And I don't know if you guys know, but Orlando is one of the largest travel sites actually on the planet. So Selena, if we looked at this particular vacation and we compared the online sites to our site, 4 days and 3 nights down in Orlando. Now, Malikah, isn't that young little girl, isn't she adorable? I think she is. She is. She's my favorite slide. But so you looked at, staying right there at the Disney gate, the lowest price. See, here's the thing. The lowest price, Anicia, if you were searching online, that you're going to find is $678. But family, I want you to look at your membership price. Look at your membership price. It's a happiness price because it is over $400 below what they're charging to the general public. Remember, our prices are quite frankly so low, we cannot publicize them because of that agreement they have online. But you no longer have to be a sitting duck to their prices. You can choose to save. And let me ask you this, Malikah, did your grandma say this? What, a penny saved is a penny earned?
Penny earned. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And listen, and so is $400 saved. $400 saved is $400 earned. And I'm going to share with you, Malikah, you and your distinguished guest, Miss Kimberly, exactly how one young lady that has our membership has already saved over $5,000 in 4 months. But before I do that, this is what I want you to do. I want you, Quidera, to look at a beautiful trip to Rome. I want you to, Quidera, imagine the food. Am I saying her name right? Is it Quid or Kidera? How do you pronounce it? Quidera. Quidera, thank you so much. So Quidera, I want you to imagine the food, the fun, the fashion in Rome, a romantic vacation, the historic areas that you'll get a chance to see. Now, we already did some research for this particular vacation, 8 days and 7 nights for you and someone special. The lowest price Quidera would see online is $1,337. But because Quidera is a private member, just like Tim and Malikah, her price is nowhere near that. Her price is over 60% less, $525. So she keeps in her pocketbook, where I'm sure she prefers to keep, $812. Because, ladies, it's just like when we walk into Neiman Marcus, we're looking for the lowest price possible on that dress because it wears a lot better when it's on sale. I'm just saying. But here's the thing. If you divided 7 nights into this particular vacation, family, that is less than $100 a night Quidera spent on a Rome vacation that somebody else is going to spend $1,300 for. So I told you I was going to tell you about one of our members. Now, she didn't book this particular vacation here to Bora Bora. But what she did do, guys, what she did so far in less than 5 months, she was planning on going. Now, here, this is what's unique, Malikah. Her cousin Adrian, which is one of my members' daughter, Andrea's daughter, her cousin Adrian sings in London, And she is playing the role of Tina Turner, guys, which incidentally will be probably in New York by April, we're hoping. But they were planning to go see her anyway. That was already going to happen. So she had already booked a hotel, but she was waiting to book flights. Well, as soon as she became a member, what she did, Miss Phyllis, was she logged into her membership. This is called a hot flash, y'all. Sorry. She logged into her membership, and right, and what she found was, listen, this is what's bananas. So Miss Phyllis, her price, the price on for United Airlines and on Expedia for the exact same flight number, departure date, and time was $4,800, $4,880, something like that. When she logged into her membership, Malikah, her price was $2,400. Now, we don't even guarantee flights, but I don't know about you, but if any of us, any of us on this line gonna walk away from a $2,400 savings? No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And then this is what she found out. What was amazing, Crystal, is that she found out that her baggage fees, $400 worth, was included in the price. So that's a savings of $2,800. So she said, let me cancel that room that I got with Expedia. She did. She canceled the room, guys. And guess what? She was able to save $1,400 by booking her room through her membership than if she'd have done it online with Expedia. That's already $4,200 in savings. And when she flew back from Brazil, when we were out there tree climbing, Malikah, we were out there tree climbing, right? She actually saved $700, guys, and then $135 on a rental car. That's over $5,000 that she saved in 4 months. So let me ask you a question. Where do you think Miss Tanisha prefers that $500 to be? Still on her bank card or in Expedia's bank account? What do you guys think? Somebody give me an answer. What do you think?
On that bank card.
On her bank card, exactly, because that's money. $5,000 saved is essentially $5,000 earned, because that's $5,000 she was going to spend anyway. Do you guys understand that she would have spent almost 10 grand and she didn't have to because of our platform? So let me ask you about this. What about a dream vacation to Bora Bora? What about a dream vacation to Bora Bora? Here's the thing. Hey, sisters, welcome to. I'm glad you're on. She says, Ms. Atima says she and her husband are on, but they look forward to the next one. You know what, Ms. Atima? We are going to record this for Tim and Malikah, and then they can I'll download it, upload it to what do you call it, YouTube, and we'll make sure that you get a copy. So no worries whatsoever. So I want you to picture, Tony, that you are taking this dream vacation down in the South Pacific to Bora Bora. Family, have you ever seen this? They have these over-the-water bungalows where a portion of the floor is made of glass. You can look right down and see the fish swimming below your feet. Well, Tony, we're going to put you in this bungalow right here. This is Tony. But Tony is not a shopping on the internet. He is a private member. But on the same date that Tony checked in, somebody who purchased theirs from Expedia is over here. They later find out that Tony did not pay what they paid for their bungalow. As a matter of fact, we looked for this trip in May, Tony, 8 days and 7 nights, 2 adults. Look at what a consumer on the internet is going to spend. The lowest price, $6,708, and then you got to add the taxes, and then you got to add the fees. But Tony and his loved one only spent $3,486, including taxes and including fees. So who do you think is happier on this particular vacation? You and I know, Wanda, and Angelica, that it has to be who? Tony. Because what? Because Tony kept $3,222 on his bank card so that when they were out there in the South Pacific, they could buy really nice souvenirs and really enjoy themselves with the extra money that they were going to spend anyway. Family, if I were to ask you this question, do you look to set clip coupons on your groceries? Anybody look for the clearance sales rack just to see if they can save some money on something that they need? How about when you go to buy a car? Don't we all just ask for $1,000 off automatically, right? Can you take $1,000 off? Of course we do. So why would we continue to pay, guys? Let me go back. Why would we continue to pay retail when now we can pay, guys, wholesale? It just makes perfect what? Sense. And another thing my grandmother used to say, Malikah, she used to say, if it can make sense, it can make dollars. So here's the way it works. So Keisha and Desiree, we even have these things called weekly stays where you may, and this one, you know what? I'm not big on snow. Like if I go on vacation, I don't want to take a coat. but I could probably do this at least one time, especially ladies for this particular price. Imagine two couples, $150 per couple for a 2-bedroom log cabin, 4-star ski resort right there in Colorado. Now, the lowest price on the internet, $1,005, but you will keep $706 in your bank account just because you're a private member. And doesn't it make sense that if you were going to take a vacation anyway, if it's the exact same vacation on the exact same arrival and departure dates with the exact same number of rooms, that you pay less for that vacation and keep that extra income in your pocket? The question, I know, is rhetorical, Marianne and Bernice, but I just had to ask it. Now, Malikah, I don't know if Vegas is one of your favorite places, but it is one of mine. So here's the interesting fun fact. We looked at a hotel right there on the Strip, a 2-bedroom, 4.5-star, suite. The lowest price available on the internet, $1,386. But because you're a private member, you will keep $927 right there in your bank account, because it will only cost you as private members, Kimberly, $459. I mean, imagine splitting that with another couple in a 2-bedroom suite. That's pretty darn cool. And now you got extra money to see Mariah Carey and Celine Dion, and Diana Ross is out there. She's singing, and Boys to Men. I mean, all the best seafood buffets are out there. That money stays right there in your bank account. Grandmother used to say, it just makes sense. She also used to say, be a good steward of your money. So think about that. Money that you don't have to spend, why would you give it away? Because understand something. Now that you know, Desiree and Angelica, that the prices are less in a membership than going online, it's going to be real hard to purchase and pay retail ever again. And if we do, we're giving money away that we did not have to. Coach, do they have a Surge rent-a-car location? Malikah, nope. As a matter of fact, when Tanisha went out to California and saved $135 on her rental car, she rented from Hertz. So it's all the same agencies you're familiar with: Alamo, National, Enterprise, Avis, but not the same pocketbook cost. What about cruises, family? How many of you love to cruise? Now, I've never been on one, but I have always wanted to. So it's on my, as you would say, bucket list. But here's the beautiful thing. Not only, family, do we have all 17 cruise lines, Oasis and MSC Alaska. Don't forget, Malikah, I want to tell them that they can actually earn free cruises too. And don't forget that when we finish this, guys, I'm going to share with you the actual 3-day, 2-night stay and airfare that I'm going to share with you once we shut, we shut everything down. But here's the beautiful thing. You're going to pay not only less for your cruise, but how about earning enough reward credits on everything that you do, that like Sean out in California, when he and his fiance just took their cruise to Ensenada or on Ensenada, they actually had enough reward credits from last year's cruise, Malikah, to pay this year's cruise price. Well, family, here is the beautiful thing. Right, exactly. Here is the beautiful thing. And Malikah, I need your email address so I can make your website go live. Family, you guys have what we call first movers advantage. And I'm going to explain more of that when we start talking about the compensation that's available. But there's going to be a website that's called jointimandmalikah.com that you'll be able to go to take first movers advantage, because we're launching a project for them. But anyway, do you see that, family? The same cruise lines, but now a different price. So are we the only are we the only membership platform out there? And the answer is no. As a matter of fact, Miss Mary Ann is a team. If you've ever heard American Express say membership has its privileges, they say that because they actually own a travel membership. But if you look and see what they're charging people for the one-time initiation fee, $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000, like, really blows my mind. And then $3,400 a year billed annually, which is $283 a month, billed annually at $3,400 is what you have to pay if you own their membership. Well, our owner of our company thinks that makes no sense. But before I go on, let me ask you this question. Does it make sense what you've heard so far? That you can go where you want, when you want, with whom you want? Vacation travel, business travel, everyday travel, it doesn't make a difference. What Tim and Malikah want you to understand is, just like Tanisha, you can book as often as you want with no blackout dates. Plus, We're so confident about our pricing, there's 150% lowest price difference guarantee. Okay, I have a message, right? Thank you so much. I got it. Thank you. And this is what our one-time initiation fee is. $199. $199, guys, for more than what American Express is offering people for a $10, $20, and $30,000 price tag. Your first monthly subscription fee, you're going to pay that up front, $59.95, and then it's about $18 in processing fees. So you're going to see a price of $277 that would be the cost of our basic membership. Now, the reason Malikah was pressing me to make sure we got this done today is because there's a savings off of that price that she wanted to offer to you, her VIP guest. So stay tuned, I'm explaining that to you. So what is it? Typically, a one-time initiation fee of $199 plus your first subscription payment of $59.95, and then about $18 in processing fees. And typically it's $277. But for those of you who are on the line today, that is not going to be your actual cost. So let's go forward. If I were to say to you guys, congratulations and welcome aboard, this really is the best travel membership out there for the average person who would love to see more of the world but can't afford to pay those particular prices. But you know what I was thinking, Malikah, and I know you were too, because I know we like to save money. My first thought was this. My first thought was, this is actually very, very perfect. But what if, Initia, we did not have to pay that monthly subscription payment? Well, before we ever even thought of that, the company already had a referral platform that they literally allows you to refer people to this membership and eliminate your monthly subscription fee. And I know that sounds bananas because of all the savings that we just showed you that you can have. But the company says this: you refer 3 active members. And what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate or waive your monthly subscription fee. So if you're like me and you like the sign that says buy one, get one free, guess what this membership cost becomes, Miss Malikah? What's that for? My favorite 4-letter word: free.
Free.
Exactly. They waive that overhead for you. And that's what's so very, very powerful, Tony, is that it goes away. But here's the other piece Tim and Malikah wanted me to share with you, is that you literally have an opportunity to monetize your membership. So what that simply means to you is this: if you're willing to share with some of your friends and family who don't have to sign up, just a portion of your savings, not all of it because they're not full-fledged members, but a portion of your savings, the company will actually pay you a check for being nice to people. They'll pay you a check for being nice to people. So what happens is this: you literally can upgrade to what we call our Vortex Platinum membership. Now, the way you do that is you pay a one-time upgrade fee of $200. It's from the basic membership, one time, and now you literally have the ability to share with your friends and family a portion of your savings. So when they actually get your link, which you'll get one, you could call it something similar like Tim and Malikah did. But what happens is this: they can register for free. Anybody ever heard of the friends and family discount or the friends and family hookup? You ever heard of people saying that? Well, that's basically what it is. They get to save 85% of the time, not 100% of the time like you, but at least they get to pay below public prices when they do. But here's what Tim and Malikah wanted you to know: that because they pay below those prices, what happens is this: is that whatever they save, the company will send to you in the form of a check. So I actually, Malikah, right behind you, I have a conference call for a pastor. And what the pastor is wanting to let the people that he's invited know is this: is that churches, nonprofits, foundations, Little League teams, Girl Scouts, ministries, pastors, bishops, what they're doing is they like this platinum membership, which our happiest members own the platinum because of that piece where they can actually use this for fundraising. As a matter of fact, a politician, young man that helped run Obama's campaign, joined our platform in St. Louis last week, and he sees the power of using this for fundraising. Because think about it, guys. If let's just say we belong to firstbaptist.com, travel.com, that's their link. And all of us in the house who are already traveling agree, you know what? We won't travel anymore, Miss Phyllis, on Expedia's site, we're going to go to the church's link. Why? Because every time we save, that comes back to the church in the form of a donation. So if we save a little, the church gets a little. If your friend or cousin saves a lot, you'll get a lot. So here is how that looks for them. So I've showed you what it looks like for a member. What if you do share this with a family member and they decide, okay, you know what? Let me see. I just want to be sure. Let me just verify, right, that Quidera really can save me money. So they actually log on to the Vortex, your link, Quidera, and they see, okay, you know what? I would have paid $2,500 online, but I could pay $2,000 with whatever this Vortex thing is that, you know, she sent me. But let me just make sure this stuff is for real, because most of us are from Missouri. So they go to one of those online sites and they actually verify, okay, you know what? It actually is the price, you know, less, because I see right here that their price is more. So here's what happens, Quidera. They actually end up saving $601.79. So what, Malikah, is Quidera's check next month? $601. Go ahead, say it.
$601.
Exactly. So who do you think is happier, Malikah? Quidera because she earned $601, or her cousin because she saved $601?
Both.
But there you go. The answer is both, because everybody loves to save a little bit of money every now and then, and everybody loves to make a little bit of money. So with this platform, family, it's a very simple share, save, and earn platform. They have a training that they'll share with you, because they really will allow you to have 9,000 customers. And if you understand projection and math, you know that could be bananas one day. But if for some reason after 12 months, you've upgraded to the platinum, you're not happy with that, with the platinum, you say, I just want my basic membership, they'll refund you the money that you paid minus anything that you've earned. And guess what? You can walk away. That's 100% risk-free guarantee. So Malikah was so impressed with that, because who backs the travel 150% and then backs this platform for you 100% unless they're sure that you could be uberly successful? But here is the biggest, most important part that Malikah wants you to understand, is that remember how we told you that the basic membership was $277? And that if you wanted to upgrade to the platinum membership, you added $200, guys. And of course, that math means it's $477 to be one of our happiest members, which is our Vortex members. Well, what the reason she has you on the line is that for a limited time, a very, very limited window, the company has said, we will slash this price for you. We're going to take $300 for Malikah and Tim's guests off. You guys are going to pay $177 for the exact same platform that myself and my colleagues, our business coalition, paid $477 for. And inside of it, I didn't even tell you here. Well, let me just sum it all up then. As a platinum member, not only do you still have your basic membership and all of the savings and the reward credits, but now you still have that link where your friends and family can save. You get a check and reward credits. But there's also a travel agency attached. And a lot of my friends, that's what they've been doing for their friends and family anyway. So now they can train to be a specialist, a travel specialist, book the same trips and family reunions and whatever they've been booking for their friends and family anyway. But now they can get a commission check up to 80%. So let's just say they did a booking and the booking was $10,000, Malikah. What's going to happen is your distinguished guests have an opportunity to earn $8,000, and the house is actually only going to keep $2,000. That's the power of this membership. So for a limited time, it's $177, guys, to actually own this particular platform. That's why she has you up here now. So if I were to say to you, congratulations and welcome aboard, guys, you've seen an amazing travel membership. But that's not all that Malikah wanted to share with you, because one of the things I asked Tim and Malikah was this. I asked them, if you had an extra, $500 a week in 2019. And so I'm going to ask you guys the same question. Miss Mary Ann, if you had an extra $500 a week, in 2019, would it mean something to you? Well, for most people, nobody's going to walk away from extra anyway. But for a lot of people, family, it will solve a lot of issues, right? But then I asked her, are you and Tim, open to learning what it takes to earn an extra $50,000 in the next 100 days? And guys, the reason I asked you that question is because we have a travel side. That's one side. But then we have a marketing arm as well. And inside of the marketing arm, we're showing everyday people, stay-at-home moms, we're showing people who are business professionals how to create an extra income working, a 4, 6, 8, 10-hour work week in their part-time business. But before I go into how that works, let me just give you an idea of my particular journey. See, family, I am just like most of you. I did the go to school, to get the education, get the good job piece. I actually went to school on an athletic scholarship, family. And one of the things that I experienced very early in life is when General Electric, GE, moved most of the jobs overseas. And when they moved those jobs overseas, family, what happened was my mother got laid off. So I left my scholarship. I came home. I started working in corporate America. Inside of 10 years, my mentor at my first job tells me, we're never going to promote you. Right? Since you like to talk, you should go find a job where you can talk for a living. And I ended up partnering after working at New York Life Insurance and hitting $1 million roundtable with a young man who owned a dealership. And Malikah, let me tell you, I thought we had arrived because when I joined him in 99, he was doing like $500,000 in sales. By the time we hit our height and our stride in 06, 07, and 08, we were doing $21 million in sales because our cars were like Maseratis, BMWs, Bentleys, and Mercedes, and things of that nature. So I'm having the time of my life when I tell you, Anicia and Angelica and Miss Wanda and Phyllis, Bernice and Tony, that we love what we did. But we forgot some key things, Malikah, that our grandma said. And as she said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, right. And while that didn't resonate with me as a child, it did resonate with me after I tell you what I'm about to tell you happened with us. She also used to say this: there's more than one way to skin a cat. Grandmother always had multiple ways she was making money. Multiple ways she was making money. And incidentally, always had more than everybody else. But so when we joined this bank, they loaned us 2.5 million. They said, we'll take you to 10 million over the next 5 years. You expand your dealership. We'll take you to 4 million immediately, which is another 1.5. My nose was wide open, as grandma used to say when I liked a little boy, right? Nose wide open. But here's the thing that happened, guys. We partnered with the bank. We sank $700,000 into expanding our brand, expanding the dealership. On June of 08, we were supposed to sign off on another 1.5, Malikah. But what happened was our bank, because of the recession, was being forced to file bankruptcy. They couldn't take us to 4 million, and they needed the $1.5 million back. And family, quite frankly, that became what I like to call the beginning of the end, because nobody else was loaning money. We started robbing Peter to pay Paul. 30 months later, Malikah, we're closing the doors to our dealership. All of our eggs are in one basket. And you family, you guys may have heard of people who did lose businesses in 08, 09, 10, and 11, and 12, but you may not have known what happened to them after that. Most of us lost our homes, our cars, our credit cards, our bank accounts, our credit rating, our credibility, friends. But for me, I lost a piece of myself. And so here I am in my 40s. I've fallen on hard times, quite frankly, and I'm looking for a way to kind of pull myself back up by my bootstraps. But I don't want to spend my time 16, 17, 18-hour days to earn that six-figure income that I was used to. And that's when I stumbled upon what you're about to see, family. And with this industry, no real money to invest, right? No real money to invest, but people who grab you by the hand with no experience, walk us step by step through the process. First 6 months, family, I was able to earn over $50,000 working part-time. In my first year, I hit six figures. And actually, this is the ring that they give you, Malikah. And guys, please know, I don't say this to brag. Please know that. I say this to say to you, I was broke, busted, and disgusted, guys, and could barely be trusted when I first saw this platform. I mean, literally for me, it was a painful thing to have to start all over. So if I can do it, somebody who was so skeptical, right? I couldn't see straight. If I can do it, you can do it too. That's the reason I share my story. So what in the world do you and your business partners do? Well, here's what we do. And it reminds me first of a story or a quote from Warren Buffett. Now, he is a financial advisor to the stars. And this is what Warren Buffett says. He says this: to increase your wealth, you have to start a business. Grandmother used to say it this way: God bless the child that what?
Has its own.
That has its own. But he gives us a litmus test to the type of business we will start. And he says this: he says, listen, the things that you like to do should be a hobby of yours. He says, but the things that that the world does should be a business of yours. Well, family, we figured out what the world does, and what the world is doing, quite frankly, family, the world is traveling. It is the only recession-proof business model out there where Keisha and Prasini, you have the opportunity to participate in an $8.1 trillion industry in what I like to call the perfect business, which is actually where you have an opportunity, and only for $20 additional, right? You have the opportunity to be in business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? You have the opportunity, guys, to be able to be your own boss. One of the young ladies on our team is a business professional. Her name is Letitia out of North Carolina. She was working, right? 60, 70 hours a week, could never be more than, I think it was 50 miles or 70 miles away from her job, because if they needed her, she needed to be back within a certain amount of time. She was able to earn 6 figures in what I'm about to share with you, working very, very, very part-time, because she was also a minister in training. She's a full minister now. She was writing 2 books, raising 2 sons, and of course, she's a wife. I'm going to show you how she was able to, with very, very little time, but the ability to be her own boss and the flexibility of it all, not only create that 6-figure income, but earn the company car. So how does it all work? What are Malikah and Tim and I going to do for you? Well, immediately once you join us, we're going to show you how to actually, we're going to refer this, and exactly what I'm doing for Malikah, Tony, and Bernice, and Kimberly is exactly what I'll do for you. We're going to show you, I'm going to help you refer 3 people who love to travel or need some extra income coming in. That's the whole idea of the platform. Well, the beautiful thing is that the company is going to pay you a $150 bonus as a fast start bonus. I mean, imagine getting a check in the mail. You get a check in the mail from the company for a cool $150 in your first week in business. But it doesn't stop there, because what they're going to also do is pay you $45, which is $15 times those 3 people. That is $195 that you're going to get if you let us help you like we're helping Malikah and Tim. Well, family, your investment is $177, remember, plus $20 to operate this side of it is $197. So, Coach JP, are you really telling me for a net $2 investment, I can have everything that you just shared with me plus what I'm about to see? And the answer to that question is 100% yes. That's exactly what I'm trying to share with you. So, family, here is how it's actually going to play out. Let me show you how you have an opportunity to do the exact same thing. So, first things first is we're going to get you 3 and free in that 150. But in your first 30 days, guys, very simply, we want to help you to help 7 platinum sales get started on your platform. That's going to pay you a $1,000 fast start bonus. Now, how many of you have had a New Year's resolution year after year after year that says, hey, I'm going to, earn more money this year, but because we don't have the actual, platform, we just circle the year and come back with that resolution. Well, family, we're going to help you to have access to unlimited $1,000 bonuses if you so choose. And that's by becoming a team builder. So let's just picture that this right here is Anicia. Anicia, we're going to get you the team builder. But what's going to happen is every time 7 of these Vortex Platinum sales falls in your team builder group, the company family is going to pay you $1,000 every time 7 sales falls into your team builder group. So let's just say this is you. Okay, we get you 3 and free. You're a team builder. You refer Michael. Michael just wants to travel on a discount. His net $2 investment, he just wants to travel. Brittany wants to be a travel agent. Deborah, she's big on that link because she's a pastor, and Jorge wants to do it all. See, it doesn't matter why a person would get started, just that they get started. And then what happens is this. And then what happens is Michael sees, okay, you know what? Anicia is 3 and free. I want to be 3 and free too. So we do the same thing for Michael, Anicia, that I'm doing for Malikah and Tim that I'm going to do for you. He gets 3 and free. But notice, you already referred 4. Plus Michael's 3 is 7. The company is going to cut you a check for $1,000. Miss Phyllis, if this was you, and let's say Brittany, we help her get 1, and Deborah, we help her to go ahead and get 3. She's a pastor, she's 3 and free, so now she's going to just share that link with her organization. Jorge, he wants to build a network like you and I, or whatever the case may be, but guess what? Now you just earned another what? $1,000 bonus. And family, this is a $1,000 bonus every time 7 Vortex Platinum sales falls into your team builder network whether you did the work or what, or not. Because you'll notice that second $1,000 bonus was not based on your work, right? It was based on your team. Well, what happens as soon as Michael is a team builder, he's earning unlimited $1,000 bonuses in his team builder group too. So every time you refer somebody, the company pays you $50. Every time they refer somebody, they pay you $20. But every time 7 falls in your network, they pay you $1,000 bonus. So what if you say, well, you know what, coach, I would like to earn, a couple of 3 extra $300 a week or $300 a month or $1,000 a month? You can do that. And they pay these $1,000 bonus checks next week. They pay the $50 bonus checks next week. You can do that. But here is the piece that was amazing to me, because again, I have a mother I need to take care of. Both my mom and my dad are in their 70s and they're still working. Well, likely it's going to be something that I do or my brothers and sisters do that will bring them home from work, because the economy, inflation keeps doing this, right? And they're both on fixed incomes, but they're having to add working part-time to make ends meet. Well, family, think about us being able to do this. Think about every time 100 sales falls into your team builder group, the company paying you a $10,000 bonus. And just like the $1,000 bonuses, the $10,000 bonuses are unlimited. You may have heard at the beginning, Malikah said that I've been blessed to earn 3 of those. Well, family, that's by helping people like I'm going to help you. In other words, we don't need you to know everything, because we're going to grab you by the hand, just like Wanda, they grabbed me by the hand. We're going to do the exact same thing. So let's just recap. Every time, guys, every time you have a sale, the company's going to pay you $50. Every time one of your sales has a sale, whatever they earn, the company's going to match and pay to you when they're team builder. Not to mention, every time 7 team builder sales falls in your team builder group, right? The company is going to pay you $1,000. But I also asked you a question. I asked you guys, would you be interested in knowing what it would take to actually earn an extra $50,000 in the next 100 days? Well, let me share with you, Malikah. Malikah, did I break this down for you? I don't know if I told you all of this just yet. But here's what happens. Okay. So here's what happens. And so Malikah is learning this, guys, with you. But here's what happens is this. You let us help you refer people who refer other people. 100 referrals fall into your team builder group in 100 days. The total payout is going to be over $50,000. So that's the big, what do you call that check? Lottery check that they give you when you're on stage. But here's the way it works. I'm going to help you get to that 100 if that's something you want to do. Some of you are saying, all I want to do is travel. I'm good with that piece. Great. Get with Malikah. I'm getting her website launched now, and in a few seconds it'll be launched. You can go to jointimandmalikah.com, and that's MALIKAH, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Jointimandmalikah.com, and you can take advantage of any one of the platforms. But here's how that works if you're interested. So on your way to 100, Malikah, you're going to earn 14 of those $1,000 bonus checks. And guess what? That's $14,000. But Tony, in addition to that, they're paying you $20 for each of the 100. So that's $2,000. And every time you get to 100, what did I just say that you're going to earn? $10,000. So you're going to earn that on the way to 100. So what does that tell you? What that tells you, Miss Bernice, is every time 100 falls into your team builder group, you didn't just earn 10,000. You actually earn 26,000. But when we make this happen for you, inside of your first, Zatima, inside of your first 100 days, the company pays you an additional 25,000, 5,000 a month, right? For 5 months. That's a grand total of $51,000. But here is the piece that really blew my mind. Guys, here's the piece that blew my mind, because becoming a 6-figure earner in our platform is not very difficult. Once you do it once, Malikah, they'll give you a second opportunity, a second 100 days to onboard 100 people for an additional $51,000. Now, I want to ask you, family, how many of you could pay off your mortgage? How many of you could set aside enough money for your children's college education? How many of you could pay off your mom's mortgage, or maybe there's a medical procedure somebody in your family needs to have that you'd be able to help with? How many of you could be totally out of debt and start on a very, very nice nest egg? And my question is, where do you go? Where do you go? And there's a marketing arm with a platform like this that literally allows you to create $100,000 in 200 days. Where does that happen in America? For a net $2 investment, it just doesn't. With people who are going to help you get there, it just doesn't. So if somebody's interested in that, because I've done it, Michelle O'Field Richardson has done it, Tashana Richardson has done it. And then what I love about Tashana's story is this. She and her children had been displaced, had fallen on hard times and moved into an extended stay of America. And maybe that's why I resonated with her when I first heard this presentation. And within 83 days, she earned that $50,000 bonus, moved her children into a rental home, a home she was renting, and now just purchased her house within 2 years in this platform. Guys, listen, that's the power of what we're doing. And it even gets better because there's an executive level where we will purchase you. Once your team gets to 500, the company purchases you, the Dodge Charger or Challenger. And the first time I saw Tashana in person is when the company had flown into Atlanta to have a celebration when they were delivering her the Dodge Challenger. Now I remember asking Tashana, I said, you have 5 babies. You gonna get a Challenger? She said, yeah, this is my car. The van is their car, right? She said, this is my car. But Malikah, they actually buy it for you. They pay the taxes, title, and licensing fees, and they pay the insurance on the car. This is your company car. But here's the beautiful thing, family. They're also paying you an extra $2,000 per month, every single 11th of the month, because you are a marketing director. Now notice, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get here. There's no time frame. You can take a lot of time or a little bit of time. But either way, guys, those New Year's resolutions that we've set, now here's the platform to help you realize those dreams and goals that maybe you haven't been able to actually accomplish. And whether it's to travel more, have tax benefits, because family, they changed the tax codes in 2017. I mean, seriously changed them. And those things that you were able to write off in 2018, you can't write off in 2019. And if you're not a business owner, which they enhanced it for business owners, and grandma used to say this, Malikah, if you can't beat them, then what? You can't beat them. If you can't beat them, join them. Guys, they enhanced the tax codes for business owners. And so if you are in business before 2019, there are going to be things that you're able to write off your taxes, guys, that you would not be able to write off your taxes, but for being in business, before 2019 comes in. Well, family, if you're going to be in this platform, doesn't it make sense to continue to refer people who refer other people? And how does it happen? Family, it could happen in any arena. Like this, in your home. I've done presentations for my team members in Starbucks. I don't care. I just want you never to fall on the hard times I fell in. See, grandmother used to always say, repair your roof while the sun is still shining. But quite frankly, you know what, Tony? I didn't know what that meant. Wanda, Bernice, Miss Phyllis, I didn't really understand that. But what she was saying is, have a plan B to back up your plan A. I was talking to a young lady that's joining our team today, and she works for General Motors. And she said, I've been thinking about how much they make per hour on me and how much automation that they're bringing in. And literally, family, people are being laid off, right? And they've been there for 20 and 30 years. She said, I need something as a backup, because I asked her, are you part of that layoff? And she said, no. She said, but if I am, I want to make sure I've got something to back me up. Well, guys, regional director pays you an extra $4,000 a month. For most people, that will pay all of their monthly bills, or at least half of them. And that national director, I want you to picture every single month from Surge 365, right? Every single month, a check hits your mailbox for $8,000. For the company saying thank you for a job well done. $8,000 every single month. $8,000, guys, every single month. Now, for most of us, would that not just pay all of our bills? Wouldn't that just pay all of our bills? And here's the thing, here's the beautiful thing. The company does this not because it's about stuff. So, Malikah, I always like to pause here, and especially with your very distinguished guest here, I want you to understand why they do what they do. First things first, you see that travel is very lucrative. So they're able to do something better than an ink pen or a coffee mug or a plaque like I got after 10 years with my first company, right? My first job. They're able to do something very, very nice for you to say thank you. But the second reason is this, is that unfortunately, while most people say that they walk by faith, the reality is they walk by sight. And when they see Phyllis, or they see Zatim, or they see Anita, or they see Tony or Bernice, or they see Miss Phyllis, or they see Quindera, you know, in a Dodge Challenger, unfortunately, when they didn't believe, now they're going to be believers. See, because he's driven by a purpose. He's 84 years old. He said his grandchildren are already well off and they haven't been born yet. He says, but he's driven on a purpose to help 10,000 families be financially independent. It's called Project 2020 by the end of December 2020. We just want to know, guys, do you want to be in that number? Family, because he's doing everything he can to help people be believers in an opportunity for themselves. See, I understand his mentality because, you know, when I first fell on hard times and I started looking at stuff like this, I was like, you know, maybe it'll work for somebody else, but will it really work for me? Will it really work for me? And I started thinking, you know what, if you're a believer and if God is no respecter of persons, why would it work for somebody else and not work for you? And then the third thing, you know, that really motivated Bruce and really, which is Malikah's father, and really motivated Malikah and Tim and I, is when I said this. He said that I buy you these things because I don't want it on your credit. I don't want it tied up your debt to income ratio. I want you to take the money that you earn and I want you to invest it like Juliet St. John, which is one of my mentors, who just recently purchased a hotel for her children, right? So that they could earn money running a private resort or hotel. I don't know if it was hotel or resort, but she invested her money wisely. And because the company pays for your cars and your insurance from now on, guess what, family? You can do that. He said, buy ATM machines, things that are going to create other income for you, rental property and land. That's what I want you to take your money and do, and create that legendary income for you and your children. See, family, the reason we partnered with this particular gentleman is because he has our best interest at heart. He already made his. So he's not driven by earning extra income, Sylvia or Greg. He's driven by making sure that he's a blessing to as many of us as possible for as long as he absolutely positively can. And the reason that Malikah has and Tim have you guys on this particular platform tonight, the reason they have you up there is because they want you to have this very same opportunity. Coach, his name is Coach Tomer, right? Coach reduced the price by $300 at Christmas, when most people are keeping it full retail for everything at Christmas, because he wants to be a blessing to you guys. And so for those of you who have joined on here for Pristini and Wanda and Angelica and Keisha, guys, we would simply want you to know, not only is this a blessing for you, but there are friends and family members that are in your cell phone, maybe a single mom that's praying to figure out how she can make ends meet. It may be a single mom that wants to put her children in private school because she doesn't like what's happening, you know, in public schools and things of that nature. You may have a couple in your cell phone right now, Desiree and Tony, Bernice and Marianne, that literally they look good on the outside. They've got the house, they've got the Mercedes, they've got the Beamer, but they're at each other's throats. They're bickering. And what do you think most couples bicker over anyway? It is not because they got a whole lot of money. It's because they have a lack of it. And they've been praying for something and you just heard the answer. So when you're willing to share this blessing with other people, you're the angel that heard the blessing that may be for somebody that's actually in your cell phone. Family, I want you to understand that the reason I asked you that question and the reason you're on a webinar on a Sunday afternoon when there's football happening, right, is because you are different. I mean, guess what? Zatima, Kimberly, Quidera, Selena, Crystal, Anicia, and Miss Phyllis, you are different, which is why they invited you specifically so that you have first movers advantage. I'm gonna need a few more seconds to set up their website, but I want you to write it down because this is gonna give you first movers advantage. See, Malikah and Tim will create a team of 300 people here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to create, right, a very unique group of 300 people. But you have first movers advantage, meaning the organization of 300 that we will build it under those of you who take advantage of that platform. And whether you just want to travel for now and maybe you'll revisit being a partner later, doesn't matter. They want you specifically to have first movers advantage. So that website, I've just got to get logged in so I can direct her domain. okay, is join Tim and Malikah, MALIKAH.com. Very simple. Join timandmalika.com. Now, if you happen to be up here and you're on my team and you're from, and somebody else invited you because we wanted them to kind of train Malikah, that's not the site for you. Get with the person that invited you, okay? But for for Tim and Malikah's guests, join timandmalika.com. I've just got to log in to GoDaddy to redirect it. But Malikah, while I'm doing that, why don't you just close out and just share with your friends and with your family why this was so important to you, that these particular persons, those names that I just called, why it was so important for you that they chimed in today.
Well, in thinking through, who we wanted to choose to be a part of this call, I wasn't just thinking about, many of us travel, but most importantly, as a financial advisor, I don't know what's going on in people's homes, and but the reality of it all is that we can all use some extra money, and why not have some fun doing it? And so, because traveling is what many people do, if not yourselves, there is somebody that you do know that travel. Or there is somebody that you do know that, may be able to benefit from the rewards that comes along with Surge 365 in traveling. And so that was really and truly my motive behind picking some of the folks that are on the call today. Just having an open mind, an open heart, just the desire to want to do something better for yourself. I mean, we're in the midst of what the world looks at as the holiday season. And so the way that I see it, if you're going to spend some money, why not spend some money on yourself and invest in yourself, and then plant that seed and watch it grow?
That's very well said. I said that to a young lady the other night. She said, well, I want to make sure I got my children's Christmas. And I understand that. I really do. But I said, why don't we do one thing different this year? Let's give the children a gift that keeps on giving. Family, do you know that this business can be passed on to your children and your children's children? Did you know that if you have children between the ages of 5 and 18, that you can hire them in your business? Wanda, did you know that the things that you're going to give them anyway for Christmas and spring break and summer, and their books and their clothes and all of those things that, we typically buy for our children anyway, because they're our employee, that becomes their salary and ergo tax deductible. And here, Malikah, I don't think I told you this, is that this past year, in 2017, when they overhauled the tax codes, what the administration did was they increased what we could write off per child from $6,000 per child per year to $12,000 per child. So do you understand how having a home-based business before we close out this year allows you to have more tax advantages when you file your taxes next month? That $197 investment that you'll do today, you're going to write it off after January 15th and get it right back. Did you know that if you own a home-based business, that you can bring more home from your paycheck at your job every single week, bi-weekly or monthly? Because of the deductions that you're actually going to have, you can actually change your W-4. There's a book I'd like you to write down. Don't take my word for it. I'm not an accountant. I've just read the book. The book is called It's What You Keep That Counts, Not How Much You Make. So you guys want to write that down. It's what you keep that counts, not how much you make. And what it says in that book is, it says that there are 4 simple steps. Do you know that the IRS only requires you work in your business, I think it's 4 to 6 hours per week? That's it. 4 to 6 hours per week. And now you can write off things like a portion of your cable bill and your mortgage and your light bill and your cell phone bill. That's what he talks about in that book. So family, it's not, Grandma used to say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Thank God you guys know Tim and Malikah, because there's information here that you didn't know before. So family, I'm going to be working on this domain. Inside of a few minutes, Tim and Malikah, I'll have it live. Join timandmalika.com. And guys, let's get you started. So we pray that we brought value to you this afternoon. If any of you have any questions, you can put those questions down in the messenger chat. You can put those questions down in the messenger chat and we can address them. If you've liked what you've seen, but you have questions, get with Tim and Malikah. They're going to get you on the phone with myself. I can address your questions. I promise you guys that if you're coachable like Tim and Malikah, the sky is absolutely the limit. So any closing remarks, Miss Malikah, before we jump off? Any closing remarks?
I just want to say thank you to everyone for taking the time to give us your time today. Be blessed and Happy New Year.
All right. Well, love you guys. Thank you so very much for chiming in. Excellent job, Miss Malikah. Congratulations, family. My name is Janice Parker, six-figure earner and wealth builder here with Surge 365, saying, listen, we have the best thing ever to bless a whole lot of people. We just got to go out there and tell the world. I'll see you at the top, family. Good night.